It's not every day that you quit London, pack up your life and stick it on a bike bound for Tokyo with a dream of making an album of electronic music. But that's what we've done, and we haven't looked back since. We're expanding horizons and making music in a different way, taking inspiration from the places we go and the people we create with. People think you've gone a bit crazy, but we can't really think of a better adventure, if we're honest.
They have come all the way from the UK, which is not necessarily so exotic, but they have done it coming all the way by bicycle, which is pretty impressive. More, they want more. More cheers.
We can't lie, we were never expert cyclists, and even after 400 days of cycling can't claim to be. Music is our true passion, but a bike is a perfect gateway into new curious places, people and experiences. Things you would not see if you travelled in any other way. Musically, it was all quite up in the air. Before we left, we hadn't arranged to meet anyone or play anywhere. It's always been a journey of musical discovery, looking for the golden muse.
The most challenging part was cycling through Central Asia. That part of the world throws a lot of challenges at you. Deserts, mountains, extreme heat, lack of amenities. It's tough and you have to be strong to get through it, but we wrote some great music out there, so it was totally worth it.
It's fascinating, discovering the local music scenes, some familiar, some unfamiliar. You learn a lot about what music around the world sounds like when you move through places so slowly. Sometimes it's exactly what you thought it would be, and sometimes it's a complete surprise.
In Turkey, we cycled up a mountain. We could hear somebody playing the drums in the middle of nowhere, and we found this guy called Berkay. We got our kit out and we played with him for ages until the batteries ran out. It was so amazing that we did it again later in the trip, this time on a different set of mountains with a full production crew in tow. We set the instruments up and played on the fly, making stuff up as we went. It was definitely one of the most inspiring moments of the trip. intense the place, the cycling, the people, the culture, the more it brings out the best in us and our musical endeavours. It's kind of happened that the music we've made in those places, somewhere like India, has reflected the conditions. It really sounds like the trip to us, which is a strange thing to say, but it does transport you back to those moments and places.
There was only one requirement for the gear: miniature. You can't go lugging around heavy machinery. We needed the smallest equipment for the biggest adventure. Size really does matter when you're pulling it up and down mountains around the world. Hardware wise, we have a Teenage Engineering OP1, a Roland SH01A, a Make Noise O-Coast, and a trusty Zoom dictaphone. We then have a laptop that runs Logic and Ableton.
We've realised not to put too much pressure on ourselves to be creative all the time. You're being influenced and inspired by everything around you. There's new sights, new sounds, new people, new culture. It's not a conventional way of writing music, and because of that we absolutely love it. This project totally started as a one-off, but the more we travelled and the more inspiration we found on our journey, the more we want to do it again. We have our sights set on doing the same thing, but this time travelling from Alaska to Argentina for a second album. So watch this space.